Welcome to the Carrick on Loch Lomond for this week's EuroPro Tour, where our players will be competing for the £10,000 winner's cheque and the chance to climb the league standings in the race to Desert Springs. Hello and welcome to week 11 of the 2015 HotelPlanner.com PGA EuroPro Tour. We've come here to Scotland for the COBRA Puma Golf Open. The EuroPro Tour has developed year on year and we've visited some fantastic courses just like this one. We've seen some superb golf, our graduates excelling on the Challenge and European tours, and the recent introduction of the official World Golf Ranking points. The EuroPro Tour has really established itself as one of Europe's leading developmental tours. And with that in mind, we have a fantastic show for you. Here's what's coming up over the next couple of hours. We sit down with EuroPro regular Sam Connor.
This year I've just really believed in my ability to play, which has been the major difference.
John E. Morgan and Jack Colgate get a chance to taste a Scottish delicacy.
That's good.
We get to know last week's winner, Jordan Smith.
It's always good to get over that hurdle of your first pro win, so it was nice to do kind of early on in my pro career.
And Johnny Morgan gives us an insight into the course.
We've gone to some amazing golf courses, great scenery, but that takes the biscuit, doesn't it?
Events have played out so far and we've seen some fantastic results as we've travelled around the UK. Here's a reminder of our winners so far on the 2015 HotelPlanner.com PGA EuroPro Tour. Gary King has had a great start to the season with back-to-back victories at Celtic Manor and Fulford Heath. Darren Wright won at Burr Hill and Sam Connor conquered Longhurst for a maiden win. Marcus Armitage won the Grenck Championship by one shot. Paul Howard won his first pro title at Newmarket. James Wilkinson earned his first EuroPro title at the Eagle Orchid Scottish Masters. Aaron Rye beat Craig Hinton on the second playoff hole at the Glenfarclas Open. Former European Tour player Andrew Marshall won at Hawkston Park. And last week, former Walker Cup player Jordan Smith won his first pro title at Chart Hills. So this is how the race to Desert Springs now looks after 10 events. Gary King is still top of the table, and joining him in those top 5 spots are Darren Wright, Paul Howard, Sam Connor and Aaron Rye. With King and Howard playing the Challenge Tour this week, there's an opportunity for the chasing pack to move up the ranks. The season now continues at this stunning venue, the Carrick on Loch Lomond. The course is set at Cameron House and is one of Scotland's newest and finest. It follows a traditional Scottish heathland style and uniquely straddles the lowlands and the highlands of Scotland. It was designed by the acclaimed architect Doug Carrick and it offers some fantastic challenges. Johnny Morgan is here to show us what the course has to offer our players this week.
This is the Carrick, 7,082 yards long. It's on the banks of Loch Lomond. It's absolutely stunning. Now, the weather conditions, it's not been very favourable. So the ball is coming in, stopping dead, playing full yardage. They pump the tees up a little bit in places. The greens are very big though, very, very big. You could leave yourself monster putts. A few kooky little bunkers here or there as well, very deep and fiddly. Let's go and take a closer look at both the nines. Well, the boys open up on the first 9 holes and they got to deal with 3,663 yards to go out in, and it's all flat pan. It really is, because it's in the lowlands. The back nine is in the Highlands, rolling hills up and down like a yo-yo. Honestly, your legs are going to be knackered because the back nine is where it ends. Well, you've seen the course. This is our last tournament in Scotland, and what a tournament to go out on. Can't wait for the action.
At this critical stage of the tour, our players will be feeling more and more pressure to succeed in booking a place on the Tour Championships at Desert Springs. With that in mind, here's a look at what happened in rounds 1 and 2. On round 1, it was a very wet day here in Scotland, but Sam Connor prevailed, scoring 6 under. However, on day 2, it was Robbie Bush's turn to have a great round, and he ended the day leading by 1 stroke from Tim Rice and Jonathan Caldwell. This is how the leaderboard stands going into round 3, and Busher will be hoping to maintain his lead and take his maiden win on the EuroPro Tour, but the competition is certainly going to be fierce.
I really like this golf course. Obviously it's very scenic and beautiful, but it takes a lot of playing, which I think suits me. You know, you have to hit some good golf shots, so I really like that. You're punished for your mistakes, which is, you know, and you're rewarded for your good shots, which has got to be a good thing for a tournament golf course.
My aim is to get better every week, hopefully. I'm not setting major goals for the future, take it week by week and just continue to work hard.
First win as a pro would be huge, and it would. I think I'm about 25th, 26th on the order of merit at the moment, so that would push me up quite a lot. I've got a week off next week, so I need to do well today.
My form prior to this has been pretty poor, so yeah, this is surprising enough, but I've been working on a few things, so we'll see.
And now it's time for us to take you to the action, so we'll hand over to our commentary team, John E. Morgan and John Helm.
Thank you, Laura. Do you know, this has to be one of the most idyllic spots anywhere in the world, especially for playing golf. I mean, OK, out on the water there. This chap should know about Lochs because he actually plays out of the Beadles Lake Golf Club in Leicestershire.
Well, Matthew is a hell of a golfer. Been round for donkey's years, it feels like. On and off the Challenge Tour, European Tour, everything. And now back with a vengeance. Whacking it into a couple of feet.
Some of the greens are a little bit damp still.
They are, John. It's been a very damp summer for these boys. All the greenkeepers working their knees off, and look at that one. Draining it from off the green. Lovely chip in.
Yeah, idyllic golf as well. As we see Matthew.
Yeah, Matthew, I need this one. Slightly off the right, and drains it. And that's what you call a lovely start.
Well, all he wants is to be in contention on the final day. And Tim Rice and Robbie Busher are very definitely into contention. That 66 of Robbie's on the second day really pushed him into the mix.
It did indeed. As we see Tim Rice, I mean, he's been out here for donkey's years, it feels like. This is a seasoned pro. He knows the game inside and out. Great short game. And look at this one, feeding up onto the green, working the ball. Is it going to get up this next slope? It sure is, but that's got to slow down. Slow down, ball. Oh, and it has. The dampness and the moisture definitely helped out. But now we come to the new young blood, Robbie Busher. You have to hit this one high, land it soft at the back of the green. Hopefully it holds. It should do. I think you're probably in the region of, you could hit 3 irons in and they'll stop dead. Actually, John.
Well, you were saying it should do. My goodness me, it didn't budge half an inch.
No, it doesn't. It's definitely target golf out there this week. You don't see much of a breeze anyway on the trees, as we see Johnny Caldwell from Northern Ireland.
Well, there's so many great golfers come out of Ireland, haven't there? We've seen Tim Rice already. He's 37 now, I think. Yes, he is. He's 37, and Jonathan's 31. So, as you said, they've been around the scene for a while.
Well, this is a swing you won't get bored of. Very strong. Lovely swing, and that's what got him into the Walker Cup alongside Rory McIlroy as amateurs. And well, you know, I think it's only a matter of time until Johnny Caldwell shows us and the world what he's capable of.
Tim Rice. It wasn't a bad lie actually for him there. Another couple of 6 inches on, it would have been awkward. He's left himself a bit of a tiddler.
Yeah, he's got good hands. Good touch around the greens. And Johnny Caldwell, still a lengthy putt. Beautiful hole, this par 3. The second, has he got the length? Has he got the length and the line? He does indeed. What a two, what a start.
Yeah, I was just thinking, John, how beautiful this golf course is. It's maturing nicely since it opened 8 years ago now.
Well, the little trees aren't so little anymore, John, as we see Busher coming down the hill slightly from right to left. Paces everything. Has he got it? Oh, woo, ball, woo. A bit of work to be done. All the fans have come out to have a little look.
Well, it's a nice day for watching golf. Thankfully, the rain has relented. Okay, it's affecting the condition of the course, but not the spectating.
No, you're right there, John. Robbie there just patting down what he thinks was probably a spike mark, wondering if it was going to affect the run of the ball into the hole. Lucky it grabbed the edge. Now Tim Rice.
Safely negotiated. Well, it gives us time to have a look at the fourth, one of John's favourite holes, I think.
Well, this is the fourth, and what a fourth it is. Here at the Carrick, 409 yards, wrapped with water all the way down the left-hand side. And it comes into play. For us mere mortals, you need a nice little draw from right to left. Me being a right-hander, and you want to take it down the edge of this water. Just flip it straight down there and let it bend with you. You don't want driver though. If you hit driver, all the world comes into play. Gets very narrow around the 280 mark, so driver definitely a no-no, unless the wind is smacked back at you in your face. So what I'm thinking is, little hybrid, whack it down into position A, which will leave myself no more than 150 yards into this fantastic green, which has, unfortunately, water wrapped round it all the way round the back, so it all comes into play. So key shot is your second one as well. But the first one of the day has to be finding the grass. You don't want to be in this water because there's plenty of it. Straight at Mr. Cameraman. Is it got him? It's position A, it's on the fairway, and there's still a long way to go. Well, this is where it starts for your second shot into the fourth. Quite a long way still to go though, 170 yards, breeze slightly off the right, green shaping from right to left, so it suits coming in from the right, just looking at our fellow cameraman. Little bit of breeze up there, just above him on the trees, so take that into account. I think it's a good one. Keep coming, keep coming. Just shy of the flag, stopping dead because there's the moisture around this golf course and on the greens. But what a great hole. Great features all the way down that left. Green magnificent, lovely little subtle slopes. Don't get much better.
You should think of taking this sport up professionally. Now here we have two Irishmen in first and fifth spot, or fourth equal spots, with three Englishmen sandwiched between. One of them here, Matthew Court.
Yeah, and this man's got plenty of experience though, John. Matthew Court. Big, long, tall shot coming into this interesting green, and oh my goodness, could that be a watery grave?
On the second, our joint leader. He's been very consistent this year. I think he's due a win.
He is. I mean, he's been playing some fantastic golf. I mean, especially as well, you know, the very start of the season at Celtic Manor, he done very well. I mean, this is a swing that's not going to really put a fault wrong in your game. Very strong and compact young lad. Bumps it out there, a country mile as well to boot. Well, this is his fourth, so it was in the water. Have to pop this one up, let it release softly up to the flag. There it is. Go ball. You can just tell though, John, how much water we've had.
It's playing tough this week as well. As you can see, we've had 75 bogeys and just 30 birdies, so averaging out at 4.39, a tough 428 yards.
It is. The third hole is a magnificent hole with the water running all the way down the road. There's no, you know, there's no give up on this hole, and this green is very difficult to boot as well. Big slope at the back, big tier in the middle, really plays difficult with the second shot coming into a very narrow entrance. Fantastic hole.
Caldwell right at the top of that leaderboard, and you don't want to be making mistakes early on. If you can get some rhythm going in your game in the first, well, certainly on the front nine, you're going to give yourself a big chance of winning that first prize of £10,000.
Oh, and I think you'll be a happy bunny if you do. Johnny Gower hitting a nice little left to righter, taking the water out of play in the middle of the green as we come to Mr. Connor. 4 under par. And there we go. Is it drifting on the wind? It sure is. Has he overdone it though? Oh my goodness. Is that in the water? He's looking at it.
You said earlier there is a lot of water to find around this golf course. Stunning setting at Loch Lomond. It's really blessed, is this area. I always think how amazing it is that Glasgow's only about a half-hour drive away. It's about as far as this putt.
Yeah, it sure is. And luckily, he's close enough to just not worry about that one. He could put that one in with his eyes closed. Now Connor, he did go in the water. This is to save his par, and what an awkward chance this one is. And he's played it well though. Can he get away with a bogey? You just never know.
Matthew Court still at 5 under, which is pretty useful over 3 rounds of golf.
It is indeed. Oh, I think we spoke too soon, John. I think we all thought he might hold that one. Matthew will have to take that one on the chin. That's going to be a double.
You can't afford that sort of miss. Here's the one man who's on the 6 under mark at the moment.
Yeah, big lengthy putt. He's already holed one though. Can he hold another one? He held one on the 2nd. Not to be this time on the 3rd. And Busher just to polish off his par. Yeah, nicely done.
Well, already you feel at this stage this is a big putt for Sam. Might drop 1 shot, can't afford to be dropping 2.
Exactly right, John. Oh, and he has though. Just leaked out to the right. Lacked a little bit of conviction. Take the back of the hole out. But this boy knows how to take it on the chin. Now come on, Mr. Colwell. This one's inside the left. Oh, look at that. It's come back to him. The big horseshoe. And that was what you call a horseshoe.
And suddenly shots are being dropped all around the golf course. It's making interesting reading at the top of the leaderboard, that's for sure. Robbie Bush is out there on his own now at 6 under. A shot clear of Jonathan Caldwell. 2 clear of Jason Timmis and Tim Rice. And we can now hear from the man who's probably got the best job in the world, the head of golf here at the Carrick.
When you look around, I think the scenery is second to none. We are blessed with just some fantastic views here and a lovely environment for the golfers to come and play. We opened in 2007, so we are relatively new. Looking at the course and the way it's developed, it's really coming into its own. Being a new golf course is very, very difficult as well, with your Turnberries and your Glen Eagles and all these courses around about. They are very, very established. But we are looking through service and quality of service, setting and what we deliver here, to entice people to come along and use the Carrick Golf Club. Being a golfer myself, the EuroPro Tour has just went from strength to strength over the years, and then hopefully our relationship can be very, very similar, and we can go from strength to strength and help these guys, perform at the highest level.
They are, and the COBRA Puma Golf Open continues after the break, with Robbie Busher resuming his fight for a first pro win in Scotland.
The HotelPlanner.com PGA EuroPro Tour continues here at the Carrick on Loch Lomond, and this week we spent some time with one of our young pros, Jason Timmis, as he went out on the Celtic Warrior boat.
I turned professional in the end of 2012. This will be my 3rd year now on the EuroPro. My highlights have been, I finished 3rd at Longhurst at the start of the year. But I've been pretty consistent this year, so I'm quite pleased about that, really. It's funny, really, I lost a bit of interest like the end of last year, so I kind of pushed golf to the side and ended up working. I think everyone needs that, just to step away from it and refresh and come back in it with a different mindset. I think that's a big part of it. It's been a bit up and down, really, but I'm quite happy how I've been playing. I've just been practicing as much as I can, and, just working on the whole game, really. Final round at the Carrick, going to be The tee shots are going to be crucial tomorrow, I think. You've got to keep the ball in play and give yourself opportunities to get at the flags and give yourself a good chance at birdies and pars, really. Pars are friendly this week. I'm big friends with Sam Connor, so obviously he's had a great round yesterday. I think he could be the guy to beat. He's playing very well at the moment. He's had some good results, so I'll be hunting him down this week.
Great shots there, aren't they? And happily the weather better today than it has been earlier in the week, but the conditions are still tricky. Busher leads by 1 from Caldwell, with Timmis and Rice their closest challengers. But I think this is one that is going to go to the wire.
I think you're right, actually, John. I really do. I think it's the golf course doesn't let you get too far ahead. I mean, you'd have to play some extremely exceptional golf to get a handsome lead and make it a little bit easier for you. As we just seen Busher there, just hit it straight down the left-hand side, and that's going to be in serious trouble. Now Caldwell dice in on the left-hand side of the 4th. Big high raking draw coming over the water again and finding the dance floor. Good shot. Now this boy, if there's ever a man that's due a win, it's Neil Fenwick. This guy plays some great golf. He hasn't quite done it yet. His best finish is not a win, and that one spinning back nicely.
He's really been out of the top 10 all season, has he? And well, that ain't nice.
No, it ain't nice. Just taking his medicine there. Had to play away from the hole. Unbelievable. Now Caldwell, for a birdie, this would be a get out of jail free card. I mean, just stay dry on his tee shot. Can he convert? Go. Oh, not to be.
It always looked a little bit light, did that one. He's got a perfect view of what lies ahead. He said he's got a nice swing. There's nothing wrong with that.
No, strong and compact. And I tell you what, he's on the green, but he's there for 3. Big lengthy putt to save his par. Now Caldwell, after that big Larry lip out on the previous hole, can he do this one? Yes, he can. And this one just slightly comes over a ridge and then dives slightly left to right at the very end. Oh, nearly, just shaving the left-hand side. I mean, if that had probably 6 inches less pace, that would have caught the left edge and gone. But that was a good putt nonetheless. Great pace. But that's a bogey, John.
It is. You were talking about Neil here earlier. He's had 2 second places, he's had a 4th, he's had a 5th, and you think you've got to get into that winner's position at some stage. Maybe this will be the week, and that's just the sort of thing that's going to help him.
Yeah, I was chatting earlier on the season with Neil, and he was just saying his putter had just been not hot enough. As we take a good little butchers here, you can just see second place's best result in 2014. And he turned pro at only 19 years of age from Dunbar Golf Club. I mean, unbelievable. I mean, his experience is massive.
Butchers, that's a culinary expression from a man who's about to make haggis for us.
Well, here's the beautiful 6th hole. Matthew Court. He needs to start redeeming his double bogey that he had on the 4th. Oh, and that one definitely makes amends, especially if he can slot that baby in.
Timmis on the 8th. Interesting hearing from him earlier. He had a 4-year golf scholarship in Oklahoma. As many of these lads have been over to the States, and that's been their route.
Tell you what, it's all right for some, isn't it, John?
Yeah, it's never happened to me. Caldwell on the 5th, the par 5, and it can play long on days like today.
It sure can. It sure can. And this one, Craig's shouts a 4 down the left-hand side, and that's left him a little quirky up and down. The Court, can he make amends? Get this 2. Get back on the birdie train. He's going to need it. Come on. Oh, nicely done. well composed.
Sam Connor had that win earlier in the year, didn't he, at Longhurst Hall, and that must have been a colossal boost for him, especially having built on his career well last season.
Oh, that's the thing. Oh no, he's giving it the big Sergio Garcia run out to the right. And he's got away with it though. That's not fine, the thick stuff. Oh, look at this. Tell you, the same bolt the way he's going for it. Look at that. What a start. Straight off the blocks.
It's funny, everybody remembers that run of Sergio Garcia's. He's played 1,000 rounds of golf and people remember him for a run.
Yeah, I know. It was pretty classy, I must admit, as we see Busher now out with the 3-wood. Oh yes, and that's position A, ready to attack that pin on the green. Now Caldwell is going to see it test his hands and his short game ability here, opening up the club face, bit of loft, land it soft. Oh, and look at that, what a chip.
It's as good a golf shot as we've seen all day. I think he's that one.
Yeah, just took that in his stride. He's like, yeah, I can do that anytime. Easy, easy peasy lemon squeezy.
Isn't it funny though, the best golf shots are the ones that feel the easiest? I don't know why that is, but it just feels so right sometimes.
Oh, it does, John, it does. And when you get one right at the middle of the screws, it feels effortless. And you see Tim is just shaving that left-hand side of that hole. And that would have been a hell of a birdie on this 8th hole. Very, very strong par 5, very lengthy. I would say, you know, 9 times out of 10, no one's going to be able to get there in 2. It's that long, and especially in these conditions. Just playing full yardage. Now Sam Connor, can he follow Caldwell? Oh, look at that. Hits the pin, comes back short, top spins, goes past. I mean, that had everything to it. He's done the run, Sergio Garcia run, it flags. My goodness, entertainment.
Anything you can do.
Yeah, I can do better.
Busher.
Oh, go on, go on. Oh, he's gone and got it.
Now, you don't get many moments like that. I was just saying about when you hit a shot and you just know it's good. That must have felt to him just like gold dust.
Oh, did you hear what he just said to Tim Rice? Was that all right? He don't even know it's gone in.
And look at that, that's a swing, well, that you would pocket and hopefully pocket for the rest of the round, because that would definitely bring a win. Keep hitting shots like that all day long, John. And there you go, Sam Connor, up and down for his birdie. Nicely done. I mean, that was, oh, what a shot by Busher. Unbelievable.
You don't get many of those in your career, let's be honest.
Oh, and they're the crowd pleasers. Goes past the hole, spins back, goes in. Woohoo! Everyone goes wild. As we see, what a great up and down that was by Johnny Caldwell.
And it's the best walk in the world, isn't it? The one where you know what you're going to do. You don't have to think about another shot. Thank you very much indeed. What a man.
He's got the putter out, John.
He doesn't need the putter. As you see, he comes from the Salisbury and South Wiltshire Golf Club, 23 years of age. And his best ever finish was 5th. Let's hear from the man himself.
I turned pro last May, so May 2014. I had an Alps Tour card, which I was quite fortuitous to get. I didn't have the best of seasons, but I sort of struggled a little bit with the type of course that you play on the Alps Tour. It's all sort of very narrow and short, whereas I'm a little bit erratic with the driver sometimes, so it bodes better for me when the course is a bit wider. In the winter, I went to Portugal again and played on the Jamaica Tour just to keep things ticking over, really. And I've got some friends who live and work in Abu Dhabi and Dubai, so I basically messaged them and said, can I come out and practice for a month? And they said, yeah, come out. And I played at Saadiyat Beach in Abu Dhabi, and it was amazing. Really good to practice out there. When I qualified for the EuroPro Tour, I was excited, obviously, because I've never really seen myself on TV. I'd heard that the courses were really good, and they have been. Every single course has been brilliant. So it's great to be here. It's a different challenge and one that I'm sort of taking to a bit better than I did last year.
Well, there are some great golf courses out in Abu Dhabi. You mentioned Saadiyat and Yas Island as well, where another of our players here, Luke Joy, has an attachment. Now on the 5th.
Yeah, Busher, high rising shot. And position A, dissecting the fairway. He said he was a bit erratic off the tee, didn't show it there. As he kind of Fenwick at the 11th, par 5. Spin. Oh, and it does. Is it going to feed back a little bit? No, it doesn't. Just at the bottom of the tier. There we go. Out with the 3-wood. Going to pump it up the right-hand side. Little bit of turn. Got to carry these first 2 bunkers at just shy of the green. Oh, he's looking at it. He's eyeballing it. I think he likes it, John. Oh, and what a golf shot. To find the putting surface from that range out, you take your hat off.
I think all these lads know there's still an awful lot of work to be done in their careers ahead. You know, they all have the ambition of making it onto the European Tour. Good luck to them as well. But the quality of the play is stunning, and yet they've all got work to do.
I mean, these are the players of the future, though, John. You know, we're watching these guys now here on the EuroPro Tour, which is a great breeding ground for the future. I mean, you got to think to yourself, you know, you're going to see these on the bigger stage one day. You know, they're going to break through and do something absolutely fantastic. And we've seen it time and time again. We've seen great players grace our tour and then all of a sudden gone on to bigger and better things, especially, you know, Tyrrell Hatton, you know, to boot, who's just going on leaps and bounds at the moment on the European Tour. We come to Busher now. Lengthy putt. Coming slightly down. Oh, nearly an eagle. No, I tell you what, that ain't a bad little run he's had, is it? He goes and holds his second shot, and now makes a birdie on here. Easy peasy.
It's a great little run, and it's making for very interesting golf out here. As we look at the leaderboard, and it is Robbie Busher who's out on his own now, and he's got a 2-shot advantage over the Irishman Jonathan Caldwell. But there's a lot of good golf to be played because it is such a tough course, as you said, John. Nobody's going to run away with it here at the Carrick. As we catch up again with Laura.
I'm lucky enough to be joined now by Stuart Gower from COBRA Puma Golf. Stuart, thank you for joining us first of all. Now, why is it important to COBRA Puma to support a tournament like this?
The EuroPro Tour is growing and evolving year on year. And we started last year with Puma, and it's great to oversee a tournament for the first time. And it's a relationship we look to grow and continue to be involved in. You get a lot of emerging talent through the years, and it's great for us to keep an eye on the talent and see as they progress through to the PGA and the European Tours. Ricky Fowler's won a couple of times this year. He won at the Players, the Scottish, and he's doing quite well in the World Golf Championship at the moment. And we had Sam Connor, who won at Longhurst earlier in the year on this tour. So that just sort of shows how we like to work with guys at the top of the game and the guys, as I said before, who are coming through the game and progressing well. If we can help support those guys through the season, through the years, then hopefully that will replicate as they move forward in the game.
We're all enjoying it up here at the Carrick, and I hope you're going to join us for more action after the break to see if Robbie Busher can maintain his lead in Loch Lomond.
Welcome back to the COBRA Puma Golf Open here at the Carrick on Loch Lomond. It's event 11 of the EuroPro Tour. Last week we saw Walker Cup star Jordan Smith win the PDC Open at Chart Hills, and earlier this week we decided to get to know him a little bit better, so Johnny Morgan took him out for a morning at the spa.
Come on, Jordan, my boy. Let's go and get dolled up, eh? Let's go back to basics. I mean, it all started from an amazing amateur career. Talk me through it, bud.
Well, yeah, it all kicked off with the Brabham Trophy, which I won, and then obviously that got me into the Walker Cup in 2013.
And that wasn't just that, you had the Hampshire Hog to boot as well, didn't you?
Yeah, that was that year as well, and then I won the Hampshire Salver the year after the Walker Cup. So.
Now you've come to the pro ranks, end of 14. You turn pro, have a crack at Q School, and now you're here on the EuroPro Tour. I mean, and you've got a win under your belt. Yeah. What was that like last week?
It was special, yeah. It was good. It's always good to get over that hurdle of your first pro win. So it was nice to do kind of early on in my pro career.
And what about remainder of the season? What high hopes do you have for yourself?
Well, obviously I'm aiming to get another win under my belt, which should be just top everything off. But just to continue the good form and see where it goes.
Give me the lowdown, your feeling about the Carrick. This golf course, I mean, pretty special.
Yeah, there's some awesome views of the loch. It's wet at the moment, not going very far, so it's playing tough. Greens are still pretty firm considering the amount of water we had.
So it's not massive as a spin back, it's just like,
yeah,
and that's it, it's done.
Pretty much.
Well, good man, Jordan. I wish you all the best of luck though, bud.
Thank you very much.
All the best, Jordan.
Cheers, mate.
You know how to relax, if only. And, well, anybody can relax in scenery like this. Bush is not relaxed. He's 2 shots clear of Caldwell, with Macaulay, Court and Rice all tied at 4 under par. But a lot of golf to play here.
Yeah, he's in the zone, John. Bush here, just taking a drop. Now playing the shot in. And gone long and just left of the pin, and that's going to be an awkward up and down. Yeah, bailout zone on the right hand side of this 7th hole. And Caldwell, 3rd shot, good layup point, full swing. Yeah, good balance through the shot. He's eyeballing it. Oh, that was right down the stick, just shy of half a club. As you can just see, his balance through the ball. Great extension through. Always look at that extension. Not really worried about what goes on at the top of the swing, just what it's like coming through. If you can repeat that, whew, you're on to a winner.
Not a lot of green to play with here, and no backspin. It's not looking good on this hole for him.
No, it's not, John. That was a tough lie. He had to gouge that one out. And like you say, not able to get much. Oh, look at this one. Oh, this will make your knees jangle. And it looks like he's played a beauty. Oh, and he can't believe it didn't release. He actually thought that might have a chance of going in. Played it too good.
Yeah, you were saying he plays a lot at Clanderboy. Beautiful golf course in Ireland.
Great track. Two 18s. I think Rory likes a few rounds round there when he goes back home to Northern Ireland, back to Hollywood Golf Club. Now here at the Carrick though, Bush here from a long way out. Ooh, and that could lead to a drop shot, if not 2, and there you go. He's a little demonstrating, saying, you know, lie of the land there, it's a bit quick, that shot had to play like that, had to played it like this. Bush tried in this to get his bogey, which he does. Drop shot for Busher though.
Yeah, gives everybody else encouragement again. And Caldwell is one of those.
Slightly off the left. Oh, he's hit another lip. He's a lip machine today. Poor guy. Seems like he's putting on good strokes, and he's going through his little practice drills, just making sure that he does it right the next time he's faced with one of those.
Well, Jonathan Caldwell at the age of 31, we were talking about Clanderboy, an absolutely gorgeous golf course. Been a pro for 7 years now, and he had a second at Glenfarclas.
Yeah, another player, you know, should have had a win under his belt by now, like Neil Fenwick. Only best finishes a second. Now Tim Rice, veteran of this tour. Look at that, very simple golf swing. Bit of spin to it. No, not coming back towards the flag. Could have done with a little bit there, and I think he was hoping for it. I mean, beautiful 10th hole. This one comes straight up the hill and away from you. Absolutely beautiful, straight up into the Highlands. Got these bunkers on the left. Beautiful entrance into this green. The wind normally blows around here. If you get it above the dune on the left-hand side, it can affect the ball and play havoc with it. You know, but a very, very good green nonetheless. Very narrow at the front, but very big at the back. So you can take it out of play and play to the wider part and make yourself have a lengthy putt coming back down the slope if you're not too careful.
It's a tough enough start to the back 9. As we find Matthew Court.
Yeah, this is a wise move. Nice 3-wood off the tee for position. Hopefully for Matthew, which he does.
Do you know he won the same title in Leicestershire 6 years running earlier in his career? The same title 6 years consecutively.
That's unbelievable.
Yeah, the PGA.
Brilliant to see Tim Rice lock it and rock it. Oh, it didn't come back as much as he thought, and that's going to be a little teaser coming back. Now Matthew, pin on that right-hand side. Wind coming off the left. He's going to send this left edge of the green. Let it drift back. Or maybe hold it up in the wind so it lands softer. And with the pin being at the back of the green, it's left him one up the slope. And very hard to judge. Tim, we've seen Johnny Caldwell's move a lot. This one's inside the left. Lip, firm. Oh, and he just quickly came out of that, and that's further away than what he started.
Well, easy to do. Yeah, Matthew's had a terrific career, really, and still trying to build on it. Plays a lot of golf during the course of the year. And that's fairly well judged. That shouldn't be a problem, although we've just seen somebody miss from that sort of range. So you take nothing for granted in this game.
Oh, indeed. Now Tim, just to get away with a bogey. Yeah, he'll be shaking his head in disappointment there. A birdie putt turns into a bogey putt in the end. And Matthew Court, to save his par, should be a formality for this man. Good putter from this range. Yep, steady Eddie, Mr. Cordy.
The one who's made the biggest move today is Callum McCauley, 4 under for his round. He's in the clubhouse with that 67, which leaves him 3 shy of the leader Robbie Busher at the moment, but you never know. Shots can go as we've just seen here at the Carrick very quickly. We can hear from course manager Jim Brown. He's with John.
You must be a very proud man of this track, eh?
I think this is an absolutely fabulous golf course, John. It has its challenges. It's in a very, very difficult environment, but on days like today, what better place to be?
I mean, you must have to pinch yourself 9 times out of 10 every time you wake up and stroll these fairways and see how the course is looking.
It's very, very nice to look up every now and then and just have a look at it. I mean, just to the left there, it's fabulous, isn't it? It changes every single day.
It don't get much better than that, I must
don't
admit.
think it does.
It is dreamy land. I mean, the course in general as well. I mean, the course plays absolutely phenomenal. I mean, you must be chuffed to bits of what you've achieved around a track like this.
I think in the last 3 or 4 years, one of the things that we have improved, John, is the turf quality, you know, and we're getting that consistency now.
Yeah.
Greens have come on leaps and bounds, and in this environment where a lot of rainfall, the greens stand up fantastically well. There's a lot of great feedback, especially this week on the greens, and that's obviously what we want, you know, that's what we want people to go away thinking about, and hopefully return.
And what's it like having the EuroPro, you know, grace this lovely bit of land?
Well, it makes it worthwhile, doesn't it? I mean, it's nice to do it for paying punters and members, and they're very, very important to us, but every now and then, from a greenkeeping perspective, to turn the golf course on, to see all the banners and the advertisement out, you know, to have a reason to white paint the cups, it's all good stuff. And then, of course, we get to see it on television as well.
Yeah.
And listen to you, John.
Ah, you're very kind, man. You're very kind, Jimmy. All I can say is well done, my friend, and keep up the good work.
Well, thank you very much.
Top man, mate. Legend.
2 top men. Well, Robbie Busher is still in the lead here at the COBRA Puma Golf Open. Action to come at the Carrick on Loch Lomond after the break.
This week, the stunning Carrick on Loch Lomond hosts the COBRA Puma Golf Open, and our resident pro, John E. Morgan, took EuroPro regular Jack Colgate to sample a traditional Scottish delicacy.
We're in unfamiliar territory. I'm with Jack Colgate, and we got the main man, Gary, and he's gonna just, well, show us how to do the most traditional dish Scotland has to offer.
Haggis is a classic. It's been around for hundreds of years. Traditionally, it goes with your mashed potatoes and your turnip. We'll put the haggis in the bottom layer.
Yeah.
We'll put the middle layer with mash, and we'll finish it with your mustard.
Gonna give us marks out of 10 on our presentation. Come on in, bud. You go first. Mate, you're doing a great job. Oh, no. Oh my goodness. Now you've overdone it.
Oh, I've got too much.
Right, so it's my go. There we go. Right.
You're looking for it to be a bit neater. As you can see, It's completely different at either side, but I'd give that one 5 out of 10.
Who's won
I'll
it?
give you that one 6 out of 10.
Unlucky, Jacko. Better luck next time, son. Can we eat it now?
Of course you can, dig in, guys.
That's Highlands and Lowlands rolled into one, isn't it?
That's good.
Hold on then. Let's have a go then. I'll tell you what, I'd order that.
That's nice.
Yeah.
They're good.
That's what I say. Come to Scotland, get on the Haggis, get Gary to make it for you, and I tell you what, fair shout. What do you think?
Perfect.
Good man.
Johnny Morgan, the galloping golfing gourmet. Well, we're back to the golf here with Busher in the lead by 2.
Yeah, he's holding on to it. He's been quite lucky. Jonathan Colwell's just missed a few putts. I mean, been hot on his tails. Busher out with the big dog. Drifting on the wind from left to right. Just finding that left rough. Looks like he's drawn a nice lie though.
As we find Sam Connor here.
Well, this man knows how to win, John. He's done it at Longhurst in very windy conditions. This ain't so windy, so you know, he might have a bigger chance of posting a nice score. You never know. And he's not frightened of going low.
Oh, happy enough. Just going back to that feature, is it my impression right? Everybody seems happy here, Ed.
I tell you what, from start to finish, you know, can't say a bad word about him. Loads of smiles, everyone's happy, everyone's pulling for one another. You know, the green staff had done an unbelievable job. They look, every time we were on the golf course, there were massive smiles. Jimbo was brilliant, you know, the head pro, all the pros, and you know, they couldn't accommodate you anymore. All the staff in the bar were great.
And the golf's good.
And they cooked me some haggis. Can't be bad.
Yeah.
Oh, look at that one. Dancing round the flag. Beautiful shot by Connor.
Busher, yeah, there's the golf course, Hagg's Castle. It should be Haggis Castle, shouldn't it, really?
It should do. It should do. Oh, he's quickly come out of it. He knew that was slightly right and a bit heavy-handed. And you could see that quickly come across just to see the line as it went past hole to give himself a better read coming back. And Connor, this will be a great birdie. Inside, he's got it. He's got the old 2-thumb grip technique on his putter. It doesn't matter how you do it, as long as you do it right. Busher coming back up the hill. Inside the left lip. Oh, and he's just come out too early on that. Didn't trust it.
No, I think you've been out to the 13th, John. I'm going to have a look at this hole. Another of your favourites here?
Oh, yeah.
Well, here at 13, par 4, 449 yards, and probably one of the biggest, toughest tests that the players have to deal with this week. You know, because it is long, it's damp, the ball's not running very much. You've got bunker here on the right at 244 off the tee. Then you've got bunker here at 255 off the tee. And then you're left with a very narrow entrance coming into a green, which really is on a plateau. If you miss it left, just left of this bunker on the left-hand side, you're dead. You know, there's out of bounds down there and thick rough. So everything has to be spot on. And also, you know, we are in Scotland and it can be windy. So you have to be accurate, low, penetrating ball flight. Wedge in hand. Pin today, front right. You can take dead aim. This is what you call target golf when it's like this. No wind, very damp, just take on the pins. And if that draws for me, that could be pretty good. Now go a little bit, bit of spin. Whew, look at that, make that ball dance. That's how you do it. Great 13th.
That's what Haggis does for you. Now, Robbie Busher hasn't picked up a shot on the course today, neither has Jonathan Caldwell. Neil Fenwick has picked up 4 today. That's moved him right into contention. And Matthew Court's into contention as well.
Oh, he's hanging on to it. He thinks it's down the left. Oh, and it was, but I tell you what, it's held the green, and that's going to be an uphill putt. He's going to fancy his chances from there. Look at that big old sloppy divot. He's just taken out the fairway.
Sam Connor who followed his father into the game, as so many people do. He actually won his first tournament when he was playing off 40. I think he was about 7 at the time.
Wow. Wowee. Yeah, he sure was. And what a great shot. Great par 3 this 12th, and great rhythm by Connor. Straight away it went, perfect yardage. And Colwell, can he follow suit? Out with the hybrid though. Playing a long way today. He's eyeballing it. It's coming in from left to right. And I tell you what, finding the dance floor. 2 lovely shots on a very tough hole.
Matthew at 5 under, as you can see, which is very steady golf. Sometimes you've got to be a bit more than steady to win a tournament.
Yes, you do. You need some exceptional play. You need a moment in the round where it really flips and goes your way. Like a few putts go in, a few bounces off, a few humps or something goes your way. Nice lies and rough.
Or you hold a shot from the fairway, as we saw earlier.
Yeah, Robbie Busher. Anyway, Caldwell, big putt. He's got it. Oh, what a Drano. Goal from downtown. He's owed some beauties and missed some short ones. And that was an absolute classic too.
Could be massive at the end of the day, with everybody bunched up there.
Definitely, John. A little tap in for Matt. Yes, it is. Yeah, could catch a few people out this 13th, I feel. Now, Connor, you got to think, needs to make a move. Down the hill, slightly from right to left, and it goes in, centre cut. Oh, a little spring in his step. Here he goes. Heads down, marches on.
Oh, he has got a bounce in his step, as you see. Busher.
Just look at
slightly downhill, is it?
Oh, yeah, it's a tough green. Slightly up, right to left. Not an easy green to read. You can just see the definition of the fairways. Absolutely beautiful, cut to perfection. Lovely presentation around this golf course, especially with the conditions they've had to deal with, John.
Yeah, and the back 9 especially testing. Here's the 14th.
Well, the 14th, and what a hole it is. We've gone to some amazing golf courses, great scenery, but that takes the biscuit, doesn't it? I mean, really does. Loch Lomond in full flow and absolutely stunning. Yeah, low clouds. The sun ain't out like it was last year, but you know, that's the nature of the beast, and that's why golf is so great. You get to play in all the conditions you want. And this 14th, 199 yards, don't play anything like it though, because the green is so below you. Probably only plays like 150 yards. You know, so it's only about a 9-iron, and you've got to fly it all the way to a real biggish green, but the problem lies on it, is the bunkers, because you're coming in from such a height. If it lands in one, it could easily plug on you, and then you've got a horrific up and down. Out of bounds, not really in play, it's so far left and beyond it, so don't really put that in your head, because that's a bit of a mental block. So anyway, 9-iron in hand, pin today, tucked on the front. You can take dead aim. I'm going to give it some right old welly to get it there, because I want to take these bunkers out of play. Probably should hit 8-iron if my course management was all right, or my caddy was doing his job right. Anyway, here we go, 9-iron. That could be really good, actually. If that keeps coming, it's got to go a little bit. Keep going, keep going, keep going. Nice shot, little screw back. Good chances for a 2. Woohoo!
Yeah, not bad that. I think you might get 9 out of 10 for that one. What about the leaderboard now? Caldwell and Busher tied at 6 under, but you know, Callum McCauley in that clubhouse, he's been there half an hour or so now. He's getting better and better for him.
It is indeed. He's obviously just taking a chill pill. Probably might go to the range and hit a few swings, keep himself long and loose. And Matthew Court, though, I find is a danger man. Finding the putted surface and a chance of a 2. And the 13th. Jonathan Colwell out with the driver. Is it coming back? Don't want to be too far left. Oh, and a nice bounce into them. I think that's the first bounce we've seen on these fairways. Must have hit the only dry patch there is.
Yeah, perhaps trying out a little bit of breeze.
Oh, whipping that off a tight, high T-peg. Coming in high. Finding the dance floor though. Only just.
You get the feeling you really enjoyed that, don't you? It's funny how some shots you really do enjoy more than others. Well, especially when you put it on the dance floor.
Yeah, exactly. No, didn't hardly hit this one. Has it got enough length? Go, ball, go. Oh, it's still going. It's still going. Is it going to get there? Oh, inches short for Matthew Court.
2 more rolls. That can make all the difference.
It can do, but he's coming to the 15th now, which is a good opportunity for a birdie, if not an eagle, John.
Meanwhile, back on the 13th, Caldwell, who could have been a footballer. He was so good apparently as a youth. And he went to South Alabama University, decided golf's his game.
Alabama. Right then, Johnny Caldwell, missing the green to the left, and that's going to be an awkward place to get up and down to save his par. And he's just wondering, that wind there just catching him out.
Well, he said he enjoyed the tee shot here. Let's see if he can enjoy the follow-up. Right to left. Never quite on the line.
Yeah, just lacking conviction to get it up that slope, whole side. O'Connor, the right edge of the fairway on dry land. Drains so well, this golf course. After all the downpours it's had, it's looking pretty luscious out there and nice. And that's a poor shot from Sam. Missing it way to the right, but lots of green to work with for his 3rd.
Fenwick here sometimes gets into your mind when you've finished 2nd, 4th, 2nd, 5th, 6th, 2nd, and never number 1. Is it ever going to be your day?
No, exactly. I think once he breaks that duck though, John, I think he might ravel off a few. As we see this one backing up, can it get back over that next tier? Ooh, not quite. You just seen him lie in the face, way open like a frying pan. And chopping this one down, pop it up. He's got the release. Oh my goodness, could it? Oh! Nearly he'd have had a great read as that ball went past the hole though, knowing that's pretty straight and firm putt coming back to save his par.
Yep, those are the sort of opportunities you've got to take when you're up there on that leaderboard in the mix with everybody else. It can become a mind game.
It can indeed, he jump. Now, to another Jonathan Caldwell. Oh, it's a bit short, fast. It came up just that little bit, probably. Just had a little gander where it was. He wanted it to go.
Fenwick. No, not quite. It just gave himself a fraction too much to do.
Yeah, that was a hard putt, John. Down off the left. Very tentative putt from Neil. Jonathan Caldwell could do with this one going in. Oh, and that's Speedy Gonzalez. Gone right past the hole. Bit of work to be done to save his bogey. Very tough green, this 17th. You know, very hard to read, very hard to hit a shot into it as well. Now Fenwick walking away with a par after a good chance for a birdie. And they've had to pump the tee up quite considerably on that 17th just because of the amount of water and rainfall that they had. A bit of a puddle area where the landing zone was. As we come to Connor to save his par. Oh no! That could be a big moment in this round for Sam.
Yeah, we've seen a few of those today. They look so simple when we watch them on a television monitor. When you're actually standing there, knees maybe knocking a little bit, it's not so easy. It's like any game, isn't it? It's easy from where we are.
Oh, without question. It is totally different as John knocks that one in. Nice confident stroke there by John, very firm and straight.
Well, it's quite riveting here, as you can tell from that leaderboard. It's Robbie Busher out on his own at the moment, but any one of those top 7 names, I reckon, is still in contention to win the COBRA Puma Golf Open here at the Carrick. The golf has been a very high standard. But now it's time to look at our weekly feature, the fantasy course, and last week's winner, Jordan Smith's here to add his favourite hole from Chart Hills.
Hi, I'm Jordan Smith, winner of the PGA Open at Chart Hills, and my fantasy hole is a 17th. I hold a very nice 30-footer to kind of clinch the title. The reason I like this hole is because it's quite a tricky second shot into the green. It's got false front and sort of slopes from back to front.
It's another for the collection. It's tight at the top of the leaderboard here. Can Robbie Busher maintain his good run and celebrate his first professional victory? Action continues after the break.
Welcome back to the COBRA Puma Golf Open, set alongside the infamous Cameron House. Earlier this week, our resident pro, Johnny Morgan, caught up with one of the young prospects on the tour, Sam Connor, and took him to the very grand Great Scott Bar.
Well, Sammy Connor, in the house. How you doing, dude?
Good, thanks. How are you, John?
Well, I tell you what, we're in a lovely place, aren't we?
It's
Camera in the
fantastic.
house.
Beautiful.
Don't get any better.
What could you want more?
I know you don't want, and you're Mr. Smiler, so you just love everything, don't you? I mean, come on then, Sam. Dish the dirt, man. Longhurst, you know, big win. Come down the line. I mean, you're still doing so well. You're playing some great golf. I mean, what is it? What's happened from last year to now?
I mean, I just started to believe in myself, really, John. Especially with winning. That was a big factor in, you know, me thinking I can win more, really, and just being consistent. But aside from that, this year I've just really believed in my ability to play, which has been the major difference. You know, there's no huge differences in my game. You know, just a little bit more solid. But I'd say, yeah, the confidence thing is huge.
You seem to have this knack of being able to like switch off and switch on. I mean, you know, when a bad score gets chucked at you, you just seem to just let it go over your head, and you know, straight away you kick in and get in a bit of a birdie run. Yeah, I mean, I pride myself on having like no emotional attachment to anything that happens. So I just don't feel the pain, if you like. You know, people do something bad and they have to react because they're like, I'm really better than that. Whereas I don't really care. You know, I just enjoy it. I like playing golf. Whatever happens, happens. I'm just gonna have some fun out there, and you know, it's not going to do you any favors dwelling on it or letting it affect you. You know, so I just try and pride myself. No emotional attachment to anything. Just play and enjoy. You know. Well, that's a good lesson for everyone at home. How do you find the EuroPro Tour?
I love playing on the EuroPro Tour, to be honest. If I actually got off it, I'd miss it, you know. Cause, I mean, Dan Godden and everybody who runs behind the tour, I mean, they're all fantastic. Really, I mean, and yourself, John. I mean, it's a brilliant tour to learn on, and the standard's very good these days. We play on great courses, you know, against great quality fields, and it's just a fantastic tour which keeps getting better.
I know it sounds hard to believe. I mean, you turned down a little invite to the Challenge Tour just to be here and make sure the Order of Merit's going. This week I turned down an invite, and I've turned down another one this year. So I'm playing in all these, committing to playing in all the EuroPros this year. So that's what my goal was, to finish in the top 5, you know, this year on the EuroPro. So I have to focus on that and keep playing in these events. But I mean, you had a nice day today, so I mean, all the best for tomorrow, man. Thanks, John. And it's nice having your company. Yeah, you too, Joe. I always enjoy it. Thanks a lot. Cheers. Well done, sir.
A young head on old shoulders, and big Led Zeppelin fan, I'm told.
He is. He was wearing a Gibson hat a few months ago, and he says Jimmy Page is his idol. Loves his Les Paul guitar. Now, loves his golf clubs as well, because he's striking them really well. This has got some hang time. Green way below you. Oh, and look at that one. What a perler. And that's going to be a nice little putt from left to right. I think he might fancy his chances. Now Busher blocked his drive, come out onto the other tee box. If you're ever going to hit a wayward one, hit it big. Make sure you carry the rubbish to a nicer light. And look at that. Taking full advantage of a weak drive and finding the dance floor for the second.
Yeah, good response from our leader. Connor's got a bit of work to do if he's going to pick up that second title of the year. But so many are bunched up here and in with a shout.
Yeah, I can't call it, John. You see John actually playing A shot there, absolutely seriously well played. You can see Sam Connor trying to wheel the ball on as well. Nice encouragement from his playing partner.
That's what I've always loved about golf. At whatever level, people help one another. It doesn't happen in every sport, believe you and me.
No, that's true, John, and you would definitely know. I mean, I'm only used to the golfing side of it, and it is very complimentary. People pull for one another. They understand when good play happens. And that nearly went in for Busher. That would have been very handy, especially with the closing stages coming up now. Could do with a little bumper. He's in the zone now. Now Connor, now this is a swinger from left to right. He's going to break now. Has he got it? Oh, what a putt. Great reading on the greens from Sam Connor. Well, that's just, well, put him right up there now, John.
Well, it's a massive putt, wasn't it? It was just a perfect read, absolutely perfect.
Touch, line, everything was fine. Now, Colwell down the slope, and he has to touch this. Whoa, ball, whoa, whoa. Just stemmed from the tee shot, awkward chip coming back. Played it well, but left himself a fiddly one down, and yeah, that's a bogey for John.
And then Fennick on the last. Can't afford to have a dodgy one here. Shouldn't do.
Well, what a birdie on the final hole, John. I mean, what a great second shot in there to no distance whatsoever. What a finish, 5 under par.
Birdies everywhere for him. Yeah, around a 67 for Neil. He's a real battler, isn't he? As you said earlier, he's going to win one day. So Busher's still the man to catch. But Sam Connor's got himself back in with that terrific putt that we saw a moment or two ago. And here he is again now, but he's on the 15th and the par 5, and he can make an even further impact.
He can. Beautiful hole, this 15th, but that one, well, yeah, I don't know. That was, that's a good 6 inches out of his line. But like you see, didn't get disgruntled, just, you know, shrugged his shoulders. Right, I've got to hold that next putt. Good way of thinking there for Sam. Busher from a long way out. This is going to gather speed. And that's a great, great pace putt. Leaving himself nothing more than a little foot and a half putt inside left. Sam to finish it off though. Gets his par. You'll be a little bit gutted because that was a golden opportunity to get another birdie again. So come to Busher, a little teaser. This one is going to break quick. Ooh, catches just inside the right. Nicely done. Easy par.
Oh, we're very much into the closing holes, John. 16th for you.
Yeah, and I mean, what a lovely par 3. It really is. I mean, open to the elements. As soon as you come above those trees, the wind's going to hit it. Surrounded by real big, deep bunkers and a funky green to boot with this water hazard on the right-hand side. Water doesn't really come into play, but a very tough par 3 nonetheless. Could catch a few players out if they're not careful. Big lengthy putt for John. Has he got it? Whoa! Catches the right edge of the hole and spins out. I tell you what, he's hit some holes today, John.
He's not had the greatest of fortune, has he? We've seen him horseshoe, we've seen him lip out on another one, and with a bit of luck, he could have been in the lead. Oh, without question, without question. Been in good positions on fairways and not capitalised on the pin positions. It will happen for John sooner or later. As you see, Busher, tall, high-rising second shot. Can he get the green in 2? Oh, coming up just shy, and that's going to be an awkward one from there. And Matthew Court bogeyed 16. Could do it another good shot. Get his, you know, get the birdie under the belt. Nice little bounce back. That's going to leave an awkward, very awkward, undulating kamikaze putt. Oh, and how many more?
Lip, lip, and lip again. It's just relentless. It's a game of fractions, golf. You know, it'd be another day and those putts would go in, John. It just so happens, you can just see it's just not his day. Just closing his eyes, like so close, but yet so far.
Body language tells you everything, doesn't it? We saw somebody bouncing off a green not long ago because they just holed one. His body language there told you it's just not been on his day.
Oh, you're right there. As Busher plays a chip, and that released out pretty well. I didn't think it would get that far up the green, but it did, and that's going to be a nice chance for a birdie as we come to court for a birdie. Can he bounce back? I tell you what, this topsy-turvy green, many layers can catch you out, and that's still not finished.
Oh. Well, that is just bad luck. I don't think there's anything wrong with the putt at all there. It's just...
It was a nice putt, John. Just Busher, just unfortunately, you'll see this ball halfway in the hole and then spinning out. Yeah, you can't Adam and Eve it. No court. Can he get this one in? Walker green. Oh, I tell you what. Lip out galore, that's all we're seeing all day. Unfortunately, another bogey, I would think, for Matthew Court, and that's, well, dampening his spirits. Bogey's just gone, 16 and 17. And his 17th, well, they pumped the tee a lot further forward because, unfortunately, due to the weather, just got a little bit boggy in a certain place where the drivers were landing. So they pumped it up a little bit, so they're coming in with shorter clubs. And what a hole it is as well. The green is so dangerous. It really is. You need to be in the right plateau, right place, because if you're slightly out, even hitting the green, you're leaving yourself with, like I said, a kamikaze putt. But it is absolutely beautiful, running right along the Loch Lomond. Beautiful.
And we've still no idea who's going to take the £10,000 first prize at the COBRA Puma Golf tournament here in Scotland. And it is Bonnie.
It is Bonnie. No. Nice high, rolling right to left shot, finding the downslope and scuttling it on a couple of extra yards. Tim Rice. Be lovely to have a hole in one though, wouldn't it? You know what I mean? I'd love to see one, especially on the 16th. Lovely little guest house on the right, where people kind of stay and chill out and get the beautiful look over the Loch Lomond and the low clouds sometimes coming in. Absolutely gorgeous. We've got Busher now. Can he get it inside Rice?
Well, Rice wasn't far off what you were talking about, the hole in one there. He's got a short distance to negotiate. Busher rather more.
Sam Connor, you got to think now is the time. Furnish birdie here, birdie on the last. He's going to ask the question of Busher. Oh, and that's good course management, good yardages, kept it below the hole. We're going to see the strike impact here for Sam as he comes down in there. It's going to be ball, divot, and what a divot it is. I could do with that one on my head, John. Nice little toupee, might go down well, I reckon. What do you reckon?
Toupee or not toupee?
That is the question, John.
There he goes. Having a good look at it. Oh my goodness. What odds on that?
A disappearing act in the right place, 6 inches below the cup. I mean, what a putt. Up and over the slope, down and in she goes for a 2. Now that could be the winning putt.
You saw that body language you were talking about again there. He stormed up to that ball, took it out. Thank you very much.
But this could be a bounce back as well. Sam Connor, oh, just lacked pace, just needed to give it a bit more oomph. Should have had a banana on the tee, giving that bit more energy. Now, Mr. Court. Oh, another slightly wayward putt for Matthew. A Tim Rice, this will be a lovely two. After Busher rolling in from downtown, a little one. And he gets it. I tell you what, there won't be any better scores than that on this hole. Both of them having a little chin wag there. Can't believe they both made a two on the 16th. Beautiful golf.
Well, that's that for Matthew, and ends at -2. But that round of 73, what a sad ending with a 4-5-5. 3 bogeys on the trot. But we've seen some fantastic golf play here. There's no question about that. And we are coming towards the last rights of the tournament with Robbie Busher there, 7 under, 2 clear of Fenwick, who's in the clubhouse after that 67. But Robbie Busher, I wonder if he's just 2 holes away from clinching victory here at the Cobra Puma Golf Open. Join us for the conclusion of this week's event after the break. Welcome back. We're nearing the end of the Cobra Puma Golf Open here at the Carrick on Loch Lomond, where £10,000 will be awarded to the winner. But before we get back to the action, let's take a look at the challenging 18th with Johnny Morgan.
Well, the final hurrah is here. 18th hole at the Carrick. Boys got to deal with a bit of a brute, because look at this. For a course planner, it's not a bad butchers. You've got all these lines that you can aim at. You've got the way of the slope. You're teeing up from back here. You're hitting into where I dropped a ball now, coming into a funky green with a bunker, really, that you can't see. There's steps going down into it, and it's a little hidden gem on the right-hand side. But the green, you know, it's pretty favourable. There's going to be some putts on there. If you keep yourself below it, you're going to have a good chance of rolling it in for the birdie, if not, to win the tournament. So, breeze slightly into. I'm deciding, because the pin's a little bit further back, I'm going to come in a little bit lower. So 8 iron in hand, 150 yards, middle of the green. I like turning it over from right to left a little bit, so a little bit on the back side of my stance, hands forward, short follow through. Go a little bit, hurry, hurry, hurry! And there we go, middle of the dance floor, 1 hop stop, 20 footer, roll it in, birdie time, win, win, win-a-roo.
Well, you would know. I'm not sure I do. But here, as we come to the concluding couple of holes, it's Sam Connor who's got himself into a good shape, the 23-year-old from Alsager in Staffordshire. Looks very composed.
He does. Great rhythm. He's not out of his comfort zone here. Right in the mix. And finding the fairway. Beautiful drive off the 18th tee. See this? Rhythm is a dancer. It's a sure companion. And there it is. It sticks with you and you find fairways. Now Caldwell. Can he follow suit?
Carry.
Oh, it's hanging out to the right. There's a bunker over there. Can it flirt with it? It can indeed, and that's working its way. And he's got away with one. He's happy with that. That's a great drive, great position now.
Robbie's found some trouble though off the tee at the 17th.
Oh, this is his 5th shot, John.
He's had a mixture of fortune today, hasn't he? He's played some great golf. He hit some terrific shots. We saw the highlight being that one he holed, and that's a good shot. That's a good golf shot, but he's still in trouble.
He is indeed, John. I mean, double bogey's beckoning if he can slot that one in, which brings him straight back into the chasing pack. As Connor now might capitalise on the misfortunes of Busher. Second shot into 18. He's left himself a lengthy putt, but there's chances. Grandstand finish beckons.
Well, could see a swing in fortune. And Rice has found trouble off the tee as well here. Not as bad, I don't think, as Busher's, but he's charged it on past.
Yeah, a little bit heavy-handed there, John. Bit of work to be done to save his double. And Jonathan Caldwell, great position off the tee to attack this pin. And what a lovely shot below the cup. Couldn't go and place that any better, really.
a good week for all of these players. I mean, they've been up in that top 10 most of the time. It didn't quite come off for him. Tim a bit disappointed with that, but there's been some good scoring during the week. You know, we've had rounds of 66, and that would do any day, wouldn't it? So he just finishes off there, and what a shame. Drops to 2 under.
Yeah, that is a shame. All that hard work has got undone on 17. Now Busher, this for double. He slots it in, and that's him straight back in the pack. And I tell you what, if something doesn't happen, it's going to be a playoff.
Well, Sam is suddenly the joint leader, but that would have taken him clear.
That would have, but that was a rush of blood. I think he probably knows what was going on behind, knows if he'd hold it, he could have been the champion. He's just got a little bit aggressive on that putt, but now Busher, 18th. Oh, and he's got into that one. Confident pick up of the tee, or a bit disheartened pick up of the tee. It could be one or the other. You can just see how wet it's been for the poor Carrick golf course. The ball just coming in and plugging into the ground and be having to take a drop. No penalty though, as Johnny Caldwell. Can he finish off with a birdie? Go on. And he deserved it. He deserved it. After all the putts missed, lipping out, you can see that 5 bogeys, 4 birdies, 1 over par. I mean, what a yo-yo round for Jonathan Caldwell.
And we referred earlier to all those little putts that just wouldn't, they refused to drop. They hit the hole and refused to drop. There are at least 3 I can recall.
Yeah, it's the nature of the beast, John. And a simple swing of Tim Rice. Finds the middle of the fairway. Lovely drive. And releasing down it as well.
Decent line in for him. And then our joint leader, Sam, he did charge this one past, and it was the adrenaline that was pumping a little much, I think. Needs this. Oh, good. The nerve held very firm.
Yeah, that was very well done, John. I mean, that double and that bogey, but the 4 birdies saving him for a 1 under, 5 under. And I think this could be, you know, this has got playoff written all over it, unless after such a great drive by Busher, he can convert into a birdie to steal it. Tall towering shot. It's going to be a lengthy putt for his birdie. Yeah, he's looking up at the wind thinking, why didn't you kick that towards the pin for me? Now Busher, second shot, middle of the fairway. Perfect angle in, doesn't get any better. Can he get this one close enough? Oh, he's inside Tim Rice, and he's going to get a half decent read off of Tim as well to boot, so this is getting a bit close.
They'll all come out to watch. They've stopped eating that haggis that you made for them earlier. This is the real business now. This is what it's all about.
This is where it's won and lost on the greens. Can't emphasize enough. Keep practicing on this, and look at that one. Charge him miles past the hole. A lot of work to be done coming back. I think Busher was hoping for a decent read. He didn't really get much. Now, can we get the grandstand finish we want, John?
It's an outside shot. We have seen some outrageous putts hold. I don't think he's quite got it. No, it looked on such a good line for 75% of the way.
It did, and that was a great pace putt, but you know what that means? It's a playoff. Hoo-hoo. There's a jangling, as you can see, that beautiful 4th hole in that second shot. Unbelievable. But that double bogey on 17 has just cost him winning it within the regulation 54 holes.
Not the finish he wanted, not the finish everybody wanted to see for him, for Tim Rice. Sympathetic applause, but that round of 75 has ruined his opportunity today. So others are in contention to win the COBRA Puma Golf Open here at the Carrick at Loch Lomond, and it's a three-way tie at the top of that leaderboard. Scotland's Neil Fenwick, the home favourite, but the double chase from the English, from Sam Connor and Robbie Busher, who will now contest that first prize of £10,000 in a three-way playoff. But only 4 shots separating those top 10 on the first page of the leaderboard. Zane Scotland had his chances earlier in the week. Aaron Rise very high in the race to Desert Springs. And John Smith was last week's winner.
So with 3 players tied on 5 under par, it's time to head to a playoff.
And Sam's the first one up.
He is indeed. Out with the big driver. Sticking to his rhythm, but is leaking to the right, hovering at the bunker and the mounds. Oh, is he going to be all right? Hand goes up, saying it's safe. Ooh, count your lucky stars.
It's not the spot he'd have picked, though, is it?
No, I don't, John.
Now, I said Fenwick's the home favourite, and we've alluded to the fact he's not yet won on the EuroPro Tour, the man from Dunbar. So it could be his day.
He likes it. It's hanging down the left, though. Finding the rough, and it looks like it's nestled. That's going to be an awkward one for Neil.
Well, Busher must be thinking, if only, what a chance he had. But that's the last thing he should think.
Yeah, I mean, he was leading from start to finish all the way through this second round. It's only at the last blip, and that one's left, going left. It's going to slow down. No, it's not, and that's, well, you've got to say that's a goner. Yeah, and bloke's gone straight in there to try and find it for him. You might be able to just see where, look at this right foot. See it slip there? And all of a sudden that's made him reach to the shot and pull it round to the left, and that's why, unfortunately, that's bad timing for Busher.
Yeah, good spot that. The spikes didn't do the job.
Yeah, I mean, look at that. They're all in there. Don't want to disturb too much, though. I mean, are they going to find it? Cool, look at this for a drop.
Somebody's got a good view of it.
Well, there's our top PGA boy there. Coming in to make sure everything's done right. Now, this is interesting. This has gone back in the line of sight. Coming back over the trees, he put the ball in. Look at that. Had to come over a fence to boot. Oh, no, look at this. Whoa. This could be entertainment. Oh, that's left, going left. There's water down there. And luckily, it was just shy of it. Now, this is a tough one. Ball above your stance. Trying to keep so close to the ball. Punch it out. Very strong lad, this Neil. Trying to get it going down the fairway and sculling it up on the green, but just overturning it. And now look at this. Comedy of errors through these 3 boys. This is a Sergio Garcia look. He likes this. Oh, and he's got the Seve Ballesteros finish. Cutting it back towards the flag. Oh, and he's done it. What a majestic shot by Sam.
Fabulous shot. You know, all 3 of them would have been thinking, if only I just put it straight down the middle. They've been doing it all week.
Yeah, they all did it in their main round. It was like the flying red arrows coming down this first playoff hole. As Busher now, this is 4th shot, unfortunately, and coming up short, rolling back off. And you got to think, really, that's his chances gone.
Yeah, what a shame for him. The young man from Salisbury. Yeah, it looks so it's down to 2, including Fenwick here.
Now Fenwick needing a nice chip. Oh, he spins it lovely. Whole side. And that's how you do it, boys and girls. Keeps his head down lovely. Holds the angle of the club towards the target. Yeah, nicely done.
Well, you know this has simply got to go in. But even if it did, his chances are more than slim. I think he might well pick that ball up.
Yeah, and that's a shame for Busher. I mean, led it from start to finish. Like I said, last day, and just you can see Nick and James in the background, who I work with as well. partners in crime on this tour. Now Sam Connor for the glory. Oh, you can see that. That was pretty close. Yeah, hands up saying thank you very much.
He's okay. He's safely in. Yeah, it's a hard luck story.
It is. Heart bleeds for him. Now Fenwick to keep it going, keep it alive.
And then there were two.
Yeah, his dreams are still alive for that first win, that maiden victory here on the EuroPro Tour. And they go back down the 18th yet again. And there you go. Consolation for Busher.
Second playoff hole then. And Connor, well, again, he's leaked it, I think. He has.
Ooh, and that second bounce looked like it disappeared. Looks like take two for Connor. Coming down this 18th. Big swing, just leaning into it. Don't want to go left, though, but you don't want to go right either. But he's got fond memories on that right-hand side after just playing a lovely shot. Now, Fenwick. Oh no, and that's way right, and he knows it. That's going on the wind. Oh, and that's clitter clatter.
Well, you can't believe it, can you? And it is a wind as well, isn't it? That could be absolutely anything. It could be dead.
I think it's, yeah, I think that's a lost ball. That's going to be a reload. It's going to be hard to find it in there, as you can see now. Yeah, 3 off the tee.
And with all due respect to Sam Connor, they're always handing him the title here, though he's still got work to do. He's not home and dry by any means.
It's true, you don't know what's round the corner, John.
It's ragged at the moment a little bit, which is a shame because we've seen some wonderful golf played over 3 days.
Oh, it has been lovely, John. It really has. I mean, the boys are a credit to the sport. And he's taken a drop. I wonder if it's a penalty drop or he's found a little bit of a water down there and he's got a freebie. Fenwick, obviously, eyes are wired, wants to find his ball. It was a penalty drop for Sam. Now, take two from same position. Cutting it round the corner.
He likes that shot, doesn't he?
He does. He does indeed. Now, there for 3. Now, this is Fenwick's 4th. You got to think this has to go in or be right on knocking on Evans' door on the lip of the hole. Oh, and he's given himself a chance. I mean, say Connor misses, he holds, that's it. We're going to the 3rd extra hole. That's a very good response.
That's all you ask. Give yourself a chance. But if Sam holds this, it's his.
Yeah, this for 2nd victory on the PGA EuroPro Tour on the race to Desert Springs. Can he do it? Oh.
Well, he said he's given himself a chance, but Neil Fenwick knows this simply has to go in, otherwise the title is Sam's.
Can he keep it going? He can. Oh no, my goodness. He honestly thought he had that. That's gone right across the face of the hole. And commiserations to Neil Fenwick. That was a great putt, but not meant to be.
That was cruel.
It can be a cruel game, John. As Sam now has, well, what everyone loves, a foot putt to win the Carrick.
And he does. He follows up the victory at Longhurst Hall earlier in the year with a success here that tells you that he is very much the man to catch. Great day for him, but disappointment again from Neil Fenwick and for Robbie Busher, and for Neil Fenwick in particular, not another 2nd place.
I'm not happy. I want to win. But you know, that's definitely coming. I'm playing well, consistently up there every week, and my game's in good shape, and I'm really looking forward to next week now. Slaley Hall's, of course it suits me, so I'm excited about going again.
I am disappointed, but I know that I'm far from my best, and if I can, you know, still compete and get into a playoff when, you know, I'm struggling, you know, when it all comes together, I should be doing okay.
It's worth £10,000, but the trophy is worth a lot more, I assure you, in the career progression of Sam Connor.
I was thrilled, yeah, I mean, I really was. I didn't want to win in that way with Neil losing his ball and stuff, but at the same time, I was thrilled. It was nice to be put under that much, you know, sort of pressure, and if you want to call it that, and just be able to, you know, just rise above it and just, you know, and enjoy it, really. That was the main thing. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed the competition.
And this is the impact on the race to Desert Springs that Sam's victory has brought about for him. He goes right to the top. And a good movement as well from Neil Fennick, who's now up to 7th. Gary King, the closest challenger to Sam Connor.
Well, that's it from us. A huge congratulations to our winner, Sam Connor, on his 2nd win on tour. Join us next week where we'll be in Northumberland at Slaley Hall. We'll see you then.